Well, good day to you. Oh boy, Jim's having technical boomer issues. What the hell's going on over there? And my computer's decided to rebel against me. Maybe it's been infected by the coronavirus. I don't know. Ordered some parts, but as you can imagine, a little difficult to get things shipped to you during a pandemic when every state is apparently locked down and 4 billion people around the world are sheltering in place. So if we have any technical issues, you'll have to deal with it because my computer is gone to shit. And there's probably no salvaging it as it slowly lets out its little death sighs day after day after day. I'll have to switch over to a laptop eventually here and then stream in glorious 180p. Can't even get to 240. Gotta go down to 180 to really hit that cherry spot. Usually I do the member streams at the end of the month, but I thought, oh shit, I can get the stuff I need and have everything ready to go and then do it the very last day. Still couldn't get it. Thought, oh, well, I'll get it by this weekend. Still not getting it. Maybe you've noticed this yourself. If you go and try to shop in person, good luck not getting arrested if you're a Brit Bong or running for cover and ducking and hiding if you're in the United States. If you try to order online, even more fun. Really fantastic fucking experience trying to get stuff online right now. You order from any store, and I guarantee you, half the shit's not going to be in stock, or the other half is going to be delayed. I can't tell you how many things I've tried to get to go through that got delayed because they're prioritizing other things right now. And I'm not going to go out into the land of Koofers, and burn through my fucking hazmat suits to get the parts I need, trying to salvage them at a store. I don't know, really. I think it puts people at kind of an uneasy feeling when they see somebody out in full hazmat gear. So maybe I'm going to hold on to that just for later on when the after times truly start for everybody. I thought we'd have a nice relaxed stream, shoot the shit for a while before my computer implodes or bursts into flames. How have you been doing, chat? Hopefully the pandemic is treating you well. I don't know how many out there have been furloughed or lost their jobs or gotten sick and recovered or gotten sick and died. I suppose if you're dead, you're not going to be saying anything in chat. And if you are, well, you must be a registered Democrat because that's how they vote. You know what I mean? By some miracle, I got a UV lamp today, says Metokur Lunicorn's Archives. Finished converting my apartment hall into a decontamination chamber an hour ago. Yeah, I know the what is it? Ultra far UV? Is that what it's called? There's two types. One gives you cancer if you expose yourself to it too much, and the other one is pretty good at decontaminating things. Now, I'm not sure which is why I've not come out with my own special white room yet to decontaminate things in. But I've implemented the North Korean measures of if I get something, I let it sit for 10 days before I fuck with it. Because I don't want some asymptomatic koofer infecting me with their Chinese virus. I know I shouldn't say that. Chinese virus, that's a no-no. You're not supposed to assign a nationality or a regionality to this disease. I guess that's a new rule Tedros came up with. You know, he had a little bit of spare time. Doesn't have to cover up those epidemics in Africa anymore. Head of the UN, or I'm sorry, the WHO, can spend his days just letting that Chinese money roll on in. It's too late. Oh, it's always too late, Rod. It's always too late. What is this? Your lamps with 253 nanometer wavelengths is the good stuff. Yeah, I did seriously consider maybe picking up some of that stuff at the very, very beginning. But I did all my prep stuff very early on. I'm well situated and well prepared to ride out a couple of months of hardship if need be with personal protective equipment. Thank God I did that. Shit. I knew it was coming. The weird thing was everybody kept insisting and pushing no masks. You don't need them. The first red flag really was the World Health Organization saying that because you can't take anything they say seriously. And then, of course, the Center for Disease Control said that as well, and the Surgeon General said that. That's the same CDC, by the way, that couldn't get their shit together to get a working test out to the public because their third reagent wasn't working properly. That's brilliant. Way to waste a month of testing potential because you can't just streamline the process of fixing your shit. They're also the same CDC that let out positive people from quarantine back into the general population by mistake. So when I hear these people saying, you don't need a mask, you don't need to worry about PPE, I knew that was bullshit. So I got all mine way ahead of time, before there was a big rush. Oh, I got my N95s, N9 or N100s, P100s, filters up the ass, and got myself a fancy little suit to go with it too. Oh, I'm ready to rock on this shit. But of course, they tell people for months you don't need personal protective equipment. It's not important. It's not going to do anything. Why would a respiratory disease that can be aerosolized and hang in the air, airborne for up to 3 hours, why would you need to wear something to protect yourself from that? No, embrace the koofers and let them spit in your mouth. And now here we are, months later, with all the shelves bare. And I don't, don't take my word for it. Try going on Amazon, look up N95 masks, and you'll see you have to have a government mandate to order them. Call up any hardware store, and you'll find out all their stock has been sent to hospitals or clinics or been taken by the government. Now there are none. So they're teaching people to knit at home. What the fuck is that? I mean, granted, something is better than nothing, but let's be realistic. Case probably not going to provide the same amount of protection that a rated mask would. Call me crazy, but that's the story I'm going with. Yes, it's also fecal to oral route. So if they're a real hard brapper, pretty sure their boxer shorts and shorts aren't rated N95, so they're just shooting it out like a trumpet blast at anybody and everybody, spreading the gift. Because don't forget, one of the symptoms for a certain majority, well, not majority, but a certain percentage of the people that get this is really bad abdominal pain and diarrhea. So those are some wet braps that are giving the gift to the community around them. If you're out in public and you hear somebody fart loudly, run. You may only have a few seconds to get to cover and hide. Fuck the koofers. That's correct. Fuck them. Yeah, I forgot about that. New York City, was it their health commission that said don't rim? Please stop eating each other's assholes during this pandemic. It's not a good idea. I've been watching this shit unfold. It's been highly entertaining. Early or mid January, but it had already been going for a month. We're month 4 of the Chinese oopsie, as I like to call it. And it just doesn't stop. What are we at? 300,000 infected in the US? Lovely. Who doesn't love that amount of infected people in the United States? Oh, already getting an error symbol. I'm going to guess that means my computer's being shit as usual. Lovely. I think we're stuttering up a little bit here. YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. I guess the singular picture on screen is just too much to handle. It's too much to handle. That one singular image that isn't moving. Clearly, I just can't do it. Which is weird because my bit rate is about 2800. So I don't know why they're having difficulty, but they are. So chat, how have you survived the pandemic? Do you still have your jobs? Have you been furloughed or kicked out? And a lot of people are signing up for unemployment. What are we at, like 6, 7 million now? Massive, drastic jump. And that's just in the U.S. I know other countries have similar numbers, percentage-wise, not maybe matching in the millions, but definitely a hefty percentage of people not working. You only stuttered once. Amazing. God bless technology. Will Skyrim help the stream, Rod? Should I run out and get a copy of Skyrim? Is that going to be the solution to my problems? Maybe. Maybe I'll have to go do that. Luckily, Animal Crossing has kept the white girls in check. Without white girls, what would the alt-right obsess over? You know, it's funny you bring up Animal Crossing. A certain someone I'm with right now wanted to play that and then decided they were disinterested in it. And I think they only give you one island per Switch, which means they kind of fucked me out of the opportunity to play a cute little animal game about building shit and chopping down trees or something. I don't really remember, but I think it's fun. I think the last Animal Crossing I played was on the GameCube, almost 100% certain. Let's see, sold stocks, did you? Still working? A lot of people still working. Recovered some in the UK, yeah. Working more, my family has to keep shipping produce. PV power plant. Oh yeah, it looks like a good majority are doing all right. I bought 200 shares of SNSS. I'm going to be just fine. Bill told me so. God, I love Bill Mitchell. That guy's timeline is pure fucking insanity. It's nothing but pure insanity. He hates anybody that talks about COVID. He hates anybody that gets sick and dies of COVID. Bill Mitchell actually explained the deaths in Italy as being that Italy is just full of pussies. I'm not even kidding. That's how he explained it. Italy's weak. That's why they're dying over there. And he's fairly convinced that it's a. Here's what I don't get. I've noticed this a lot. Candace Owen, Bill Mitchell, a lot of these people, they go on Twitter and they say it's a hoax, that it's not killing as many people as it's killing. The numbers are inflated. It's not as dangerous as it is. We need to open up everything immediately and all go back to work and just, who cares? Not a big deal. Complete fictitious bullshit. Meanwhile, they're screaming MAGA this and MAGA that, and we love Donald Trump. Yet Trump is going out and doing, his daily briefings where he's saying a lot of people are going to die. I mean, what was the last one he did? 2.2 million was his estimate, and then he said we're going to get that down to 100 to 200,000 dead. So how are they constantly going on Twitter, Bill Mitchell specifically, and could constantly talking about how base Trump is, and then saying it's a hoax disease that's not going to kill anyone when Trump's the one saying it's going to kill 100 to 200,000 people. I don't get it. It's weird. It's a weird disconnect. It's a very weird disconnect. I guess maybe this is all part of Q's plan, right? Is that what this is? Donald's just luring in the deep state by saying he thinks people are going to die so he can arrest them all. Didn't we have like 482 billion sealed indictments? What happened to those? I seem to remember that one day out of nowhere, there were going to be mass arrests. 482 gazillion sealed indictments that were all going to go off at once. I bring this up because Bill Mitchell is a very hard, firm believer of Q. So his timeline is just like a combination of the best shit. Italy didn't trust the plan or buy the dips. Yeah, they had it coming. Let's see. Approximately 2 million estimate from Trends, 200,000 confirmed. Hey, Jim, why should we trust the WHO or CDC, especially when they stated you didn't need masks when we did need them all along? Well, you shouldn't. I feel like the CDC failed. Who I didn't trust to begin with, because they're money motivated organization that takes their funding from member nations, and China pays quite a bit, so they're going to suck Chinese dick. As far as the CDC, I expected more from them. They seem to be doing good at the very beginning, and then it all kind of went to shit. I don't understand why it took them a month to get a working test. That's a joke. I don't understand why they let positive people out of quarantine. Frankly, I don't know why Health and Human Services had people unloading those that came out of quarantine regions or the ships without personal protective equipment. I'm pretty sure, too, that both WHO and CDC very early on said no asymptomatic carriers, no typhoid Marys, that's not possible. WHO said no human-to-human transmission, that's not possible. It's not aerosolized, it's not airborne. You don't need a mask. People aren't going to die. Yeah, everything the WHO has said, if you were to make a compilation clip of everything Tedros has said, you would be stunned by how many times he said shit that's complete fucking bullshit. Yeah, that's right. Fuck the Koofers. We need to buy the dips. Bill Mitchell's right. Who cares about babies? They don't buy dips. They contribute nothing to this great economy. The Turkish zoo, I do believe China's going to pay what it owes. Here's my thinking on this. Trump likes to tout his phase one trade deal, and he keeps saying the same figure. 250 billion of American product is going to be moving to China. They've guaranteed they're going to buy 250 billion dollars worth of product from us. Well, that's fantastic. Except we're looking at spending $8 trillion cleaning up their fuck up. Now you tell me which is the bigger number. The $250 billion China's spending in their trade deal with us, or the $8 trillion that we spent cleaning up their fucking mess. I think that's why you see Italy talking about war damages. That's why Boris Johnson's UK government is talking about retribution. That's why you have the Japanese openly mocking the World Health Organization and calling them essentially Chinese shills. And if you've noticed, and I wonder if you've picked up on this, because I have, especially over the last 3 or 4 days, a lot of politicians have stopped saying just Chinese. So instead of saying the Chinese government or this Chinese politician or the Chinese in general reacted like this, they'll say the communist Chinese or the Chinese communists. It's very subtle. It's if you might not pick up on it right away, but I've noticed a lot of them are starting to do that. We're inserting the Chinese communists. Oh, oh yeah, we're gonna get that money. As far as I look at it, China, that's great, $250 billion. You still owe us 7.75 trillion, and you're gonna fucking pay what you owe, China, not just to us, but to everybody else. I'm sure Italy will calculate their own. UK, France, Spain, all of them will come up with their own calculations for how much China owes them, and then it's time to collect. But you still have Chinese shills and 50 centers out there doing massive amounts of propaganda, which is amazing to me. There's one particular group on Twitter who I've talked about before. Maybe I'll do like a special stream on them. One of the members is like this guy that goes over, he travels to China. He's a games journalist. And on his Instagram account, he follows preteen Chinese girl models, but like really little ones. And all these accounts are really fucking weird. He follows like 4-year-old child model accounts that say, message me on my other account for private photo shoots. Real sketchy shit. So I'm not sure exactly how the Chinese are paying this particular agent, but I've got a very uncomfortable feeling about it. But I've noticed him and his friends incorporate a kind of a larger group that are doing massive amounts of damage control, really sucking Chinese dick and just shitting on everybody else's response. But they keep popping up. It's like once every couple of weeks they'll pop up and I've got to deal with them. No, it's not Eugene. Eugene is his own, it's just a flu goo thing. Eugene's out there doing his own shit. This is a completely different group of degenerate fucks that are doing some really sketchy shit. But of course it's a games journalist. Of course it's a fucking games journalist. Why wouldn't it be? That's right, chat. Degenerates. What is that? Legato Madi, Japan raped Nan King once. Maybe they need to go in there a second time. They're going to go for round two. Is that what you think's going to happen? Yeah, the amount of shills, really amazing. And it's easy to spot because even though they'll make multiple accounts, they all follow each other and then like or retweet the same shit. So it's not hard to pick them out. This group of degenerate fucks, they're out there really trying to earn that 50 cents an hour. Or is it 50 cents a post? I can't remember how the payment works when you do this for China. But they are out there doing it. What is this? Did I get the art you sent? Commissioned it from an artist friend of mine who's a fan of yours. Was it the one of the hazmat suit? That was pretty good. I've had people send stuff, but I never know exactly where it's coming from or who made it. Like the clip earlier somebody made. I wish more people made Corona-chan animations because they're fucking great. But there've been like 5 or 6 now that are pretty high quality. Please smoke this cigarette for me. I quit and I could really use one. Well, it's a good time to quit, I guess. Can't really just run out and get it as you're avoiding plague carriers now, can you? You've got motivation to stay in the house and not do it. That's correct. If Donald had just tweeted about Gamergate, we would not be in this situation. We need to get him to do it. Well, I couldn't. Did I manage to find a multiplayer game? I had a list. I can't really do shit on the computer. I've had to occupy myself. Usually I game on my computer. I have to I have to go back to consoles. So I've been playing Doom Eternal on Xbox One, which it's a fun game. But what kind of is bizarre to me is I just started it, and there's an achievement for killing 666 demons, which you'd figure would be a really easy thing to do, and that should be fairly early on in the game. And yet only 60% of people that have the game have gotten that achievement. So is Doom Eternal, like, do they consider it? Why are so many people not getting to that point? I mean, that's it's weird to me. It makes me think that I don't perceive this game as being that hard. So what exactly is, like, what is the gap? What's stopping them? What's the meat grinder that's preventing people from killing that amount of enemies? Did I get my shotgun yet? I got all my supplies about 2 months ago. I went ahead of time and got everything that I needed. So I was well prepared because now there's nothing available. Excuse me, anywhere. Was it a part of Sargon's plans? Potentially. Maybe this is how he's going to secure the votes. Oh yeah, sure. Go ahead and resend the art. Yeah, sometimes I miss it. So, and I was also shadow banned. Or I should say, my good friend was shadow banned for a while. So there's a potential that I missed it. I don't know why scientists can't just take a sample of the virus, extract and analyze the properties that make up COVID 19, and find the potential vaccine from there. Boomer Steph Molyneux plays Doom Eternal. Laugh my ass off. Well, explain to me. I don't understand what this wall of difficulty is, what this gate is that they can't seem to get through. It's fun, but it's not. It's. I guess maybe everybody's trying the most extreme difficulty and quitting. I don't know. You live in Sweden and have both rifles and a shotgun. Doubtful. Don't they make you walk around wearing dildos up your ass in Sweden? Are you allowed to possess firearms? Aren't you a danger to the beautiful immigrant community if you're armed? Bunty is still hurt by your live stream. It's been forever. Yeah, well, Bunty, from what I understand, has been having a spaz attack against pretty much everybody on the internet for about 2 weeks straight. Would not surprise me if he's still upset about that. I mean, this is a man that admitted on video, not that he just what he admitted a lot of weird shit. He likes poop, he likes piss, and he likes menstrual blood, and he enjoys licking and eating all of that, and that's on video. That's not just an outrageous claim. That's him talking about enjoying that, and then getting cucked. So really, when you put those two together, you've got a recipe for an amazing live stream. Boomer shooters don't appeal to the Zoomers. I'm not talking about people not playing it. I'm talking about people buying it or renting it, I guess. And then I don't think it's on Game Pass, so they'd have to buy it or rent it at the very least. And then and then just stopping before they get to what should be a really simple achievement to get. It's kind of weird. Oh, you can get rifles if you're a hunter. You have to take a hunter exam, really? Well, that's going to be fantastic. Is Bunty a feminist? I don't know what Bunty is, other than disgusting. God, yeah, there. What was it? It was multiple live stream interviews where he talked about his love of eating shit, drinking and lapping up piss, and getting menstrual blood in his beard, and also smelling bad. He was upset that chick who was cucking him thought he smelled bad. Well, if you've got all that shit in your beard, you're probably going to smell disgusting. It's not really a fucking mystery, is it, Bunty? I'm gonna puke. I wish I had a copy of the stream. I think there should be a copy somewhere, but the videos in question are played during the stream. Already said so, or brought it up earlier. Hawkamania. My computer is crap at the moment, but I do have a list I'm working on of multiplayer games. Sadly, none of them are happening at the moment. Am I making it? I'm not doing anything really at the moment, except for waiting for my parts to show up after they finally get around to fucking delivering them. I tried to, I tried to order a few things, and then I looked at from Amazon usually because it take like 2 or 3 days, and I got a delivery date of like the fucking end of the month, and then they give you a bullshit excuse of well we're prioritizing other things. What does that even mean? I think that there's a rebellion amongst the wage cage crew, and I don't blame them. I hear Amazon's treating them pretty shittily. Wasn't there some guy that did a little bit of a protest at one of the Amazon warehouses because people were getting sick and the company wasn't taking it seriously? And then they fired him? I've been seeing a lot of stories like that. There was a doctor in New York who had problems with what was going on. He got fired. There was a captain of the ship that was worried about his crew. He got fired. Amazon guy got worried about his coworkers. He got fired. Seeing a lot of that don't speak up, don't say something, or we're going to shit can you attitude that's going around right now. You think you have alcohol poisoning? Well, you must be enjoying your quarantine then. Modding the original Doom 1 and 2, still very fun. I was playing the shit out of Doom 64. I enjoyed that. Because I never got a chance to play it originally, so I had a good amount of time with that. and then my computer went tits up, and I kind of couldn't really continue with it. A DSP called his WWE game a subscription, then said the subscriptions were necessary. Yeah, somebody brought up to me that DSP had like a phone call with the court as part of his like bankruptcy procedure. And then I asked around and said, "Does anybody have a recording of that? Because that sounds funny as shit." And sure enough, he did. And for and you're listening to it, and they're like, it didn't seem to go very well. I'm not like a legal expert, so maybe I don't understand how these things are supposed to happen. But the lady, whoever it was it a court clerk or somebody that gives a recommendation or a judge? I don't even know who she was really. Is going over the legal paperwork that DSP and his lawyer sent in, and it sounded like things were going the opposite of good because they kept asking questions and asking for clarifications. And then I think what really is the death knell is they wanted more. There was one particular line that really stuck out. They were looking at, I think it was like not his Twitch stuff. I think it was his PayPal. It was some kind of earnings that he was reporting, and they only had a month given. And then they're like, "I want to see 6 months of it." And then I think his lawyer said something like, "Oh well, they're starting to stammer a little bit because I guess only 1 month is usually needed." But they're like, "No, for this I want 6 months." DSP, you were having such good luck. The pandemic came and it shut down really pretty much everything, and somehow still they're coming for you, and now they want more information for their recommendation. It just sounded like death, and then you had some guy at the end who I don't know what that was, if it was like a troll or somebody that's just fucking with him, that got on and started asking about his expense reports because he was saying that almost all the money he made needed to be used for the business. Oh, not good. Not good at all. Yes, he is. He does seem to be a bit fucked. He does seem to be. Yeah, the beeping too. I don't know what that was. Was that call waiting, or was somebody just fucking with the phone, constantly hitting, constantly hitting the number pad? Yeah, it was. God, it was like 30 minutes long. 40. It's up on YouTube. If you want a good laugh, go listen to it. You'll understand what I'm talking about. It seemed like yeah, they didn't really believe what he was saying. And then every answer he gave was, "It's a business expense." What about the Xbox? Business expense. What about the video games? Business expense. What about this broken mouse from 1994? Business expense. Everything is a business expense. I wonder if they'll uncover it because the allegation was he was spending tens of thousands of dollars in a mobile game, some fucking wrestling mobile game, buying shit like little DLC. I don't know what he was buying in this fucking wrestling mobile game. I don't know how you spend that kind of money on a wrestling mobile game on your phone, but he found a way. And I wonder if he tried to write that off as business expense, or if he tried to like. I think the other thing they were trying to get at least the guy who, whether he's a troll or not, still was entertaining. At the very end, was trying to bring up was, did you know you were going to file for bankruptcy, and from that point onward, were you using your credit cards in a way to live off of, thinking you could just simply discharge the debt as part of your bankruptcy? Like, were you aware you were going to do this and then tried to fuck us out of more money? And I don't know what his answer to that is going to be, but I hope it turns into a really entertaining. I guess will they have to do like Skype sessions for the bankruptcy hearing? Will it be like will it be like what happened with the Trayvon Martin case where somebody called in the court system on the fucking Skype call? There's a black dude sucking a fucking candy cane or whatever the fuck it was. He was low key talking about his mobile game addiction on yesterday's stream. Well, he's probably going to have to address it. I don't know how much information goes public when you file for bankruptcy, so I don't know what's going to really go out there. I mean, I don't know if they give like an itemized list of what his expenses were, but I find it really weird that he's saying he brings in like $5,000 a month, and then all his expenses add up to $5,000 or some shit like that. Like, what? What are you spending it on? Okay, so you have your internet connection. Yeah, we get that. Maybe you bought some games. Okay, sure. Let's say you bought 10 games. Whatever. I'll give you 10 games. That's $600. Your internet $200. All right, that's $800. So where's the other 4,200 going to? Could you imagine if DSP finds himself homeless during a pandemic? Because I'm pretty sure early on, didn't he say this was a nothing burger? If he finds himself homeless during the pandemic and it really pops off in his home state, oh, that's going to be unfortunate. Maybe he can do like live streams, like homeless pandemic survival live streams hosted by DSP. And it'll just be him because his wife will leave him because she's not going to want to sleep in a garbage can with homeless people coughing on her. Oh, when am I going to finally say fuck grandma? I'm not going to say fuck grandma. I think it's a really bizarre argument. When you're talking about the amount of people that they're all speculating are going to die if they don't do something to contain it. But it's not just grandma that dies. I mean, I think that's the thing a lot of people are missing because I know you're bringing up the pandemic again, but um, if you have a bunch of patients overwhelm the hospital system all at once, and they can be up in the hospital for up to 30 fucking days, that pushes everyone else that needs the hospital out of it. So if you don't control it, it's not just the COVID deaths, it's every other motherfucker that needed to go to the hospital for something. The heart surgery, cancer treatment, whatever the fuck they were going in for. They get sicker, they die. So it's just a shit show all around. Babies have died. Yes, they have. Now, don't tell that to Bill Mitchell. He wants to buy dips. He doesn't give a shit. But I know there have been some outliers. There have been some fairly young children, babies, toddlers that have died. That's not like a statistical norm. They're really, really outliers, but it has happened. Is Spoonie the true patient zero? No, I don't know if he is. I don't think Spoonie can leave his hermetically sealed. Oh no, he doesn't have a house either, does he? Didn't he file for bankruptcy too? It's weird. There was like a dueling thing going on with DSP and Spoonie both having like this weird we're gonna go bankrupt and lose our shit moment at the same time. I don't even know what Spoonie One is up to. Holy shit! I bet his Twitter timeline is just screaming at Donald Trump. Screaming at Donald Trump and utter depression about, I don't know, whatever's upsetting him this week. And it's not even the holidays, so he can't, vent that frustration by hitting a Christmas tree. He's pretty much just stuck where he is, isn't he? That baby was weak by the dip, Mitchell. Very true. Well, it is a more relaxed stream. Come shoot the shit for an hour or so. Just talk casually, because that's about all I can do on my my fucking computer at the moment. That and just post on Twitter. That's why I have to play some Doom Eternal or something. I'll go crazy. I did notice that both France and Malaysia have said that domestic violence is on the rise. Shocking. Shocking. I think France said that domestic violence has risen 35% since the lockdowns have gone into effect. It's very weird, isn't it? When men suddenly have to stay at home with with their women, that things aren't so peaceful anymore. I think Malaysia put out like some weird guidelines saying that women need to look pretty and shut the fuck up if they don't want to get hit. I don't know what France has said, but I know in Paris they were complaining about a 35% uptick in domestic violence. Tim Pool is a dog kicker. I'm out of the loop on that. I don't know what dog Tim Pool is kicked. I know that he and his brother were having some kind of fight about ownership of a company. I heard a little bit on Ralph's stream last night because the guy gave like an interview. But I don't understand the details. Maybe I'm wrong on this, but from what I understand, the brother's saying he set up the company, he registered the company was in his name, he controlled the YouTube channel and associated social media accounts related to the company. Tim Pool got brought on to, I guess, bring in venture capitalists or raise capital somehow, and had duties of making videos or content for it. I don't know. And that somewhere along the lines, Tim and some other woman ousted him from his own company by going to another state, registering a similar company with a similar name, and then taking all the associated accounts and transferring them over to him. Do I have that right, Chad? Am I understanding the gist of it? Or is there more to this shit that I'm not getting? Carrie C. Yes, Subverse was started by Chris and stolen by Tim. Quarter Pounder versus Chris Pool. I didn't understand what the quartering was trying to say last night. I mean, if what I understand is correct, and if the brothers started the business and registered the accounts, and they're his accounts and it's his business, and then somebody takes that from him, yeah, I'd be pissed about that too. I don't understand what the confusion is over that. You can't just steal shit, is my understanding. Maybe I'm missing key details here. I don't know. I'm focused on playing Doom and watching the world go crazy from a pandemic. Yeah, was that the girl's name? Emily? I don't know. Was that another employee or something? Tim Pool Zuckerberged him. Oh, did he? He Zuckerberged him? Chris didn't contribute at all, and he explicitly told Tim he could have it. Well, one, if you start a business, it's your business. It doesn't matter if you contribute or not. That's a weird argument. If I own a restaurant, I don't let the fucking fry cook tell me I didn't do a good enough job managing so he can lock me out of the building. That's not how business works. And if it's a registered LLC, or if he has the company in his name and the associated accounts in his name, I hope Tim has legal paperwork showing a transfer of ownership rather than just a wink and a handshake claiming that he gave it to him. Otherwise, he's going to have a difficult time in court. Quarter incher is a Tim Pool leg humper. Well, I don't know about that. Again, I'm missing key details. The most I know about it is a little bit I heard last night. Something about the fight. Wasn't Subverse too like a? Wasn't that? Didn't Tim like have a fight with a porn company about that? There's like a porn game, right? Subverse. It wasn't stolen. Chris played WoW Classic while Tim and Emily worked on Subverse. Okay, well, who started Subverse? Did Tim and Emily start Subverse or did Chris start it? Tim Pool, I don't. What is this dog kicking? I guess that's another one I don't know. Keep an eye on India. Sure, sure. Just putting it out there. If you sweeties need gathering help, I'm here for you. I'm trying to. Where's the quickest way I can find a summary on the Tim Pool situation? Hanson went full boomer. How did Hanson go full boomer? Okay, let's see. He started the YouTube and social media, and he transferred those accounts to Tim. He never registered the LLC. Bill from Mines did all that. Well, I don't care who Bill. Okay, when you say he transferred the YouTube and the social media accounts over to Tim, does Tim have proof of that? Or is Tim just saying that he did? Chris Poole is clearly a manic depressive. This sounds like amazing family drama. How did this all come to public, by the way? Did this just suddenly blow up one day? Exactly what happened between Tim and Chris where this became public? I think Chris and Tim started Subverse together. Tim may be seeing Ritz in the future. Yep, porn game. Why did he stay with that name? Hanson is a grifter. Yeah, that's been an allegation for a while now. Check out the quartering. He's got a good video on it. The fact you even recommended it tells me no. I'm not watching the quartering. The quartering, no, I'm sorry, no. Nope, Tim started a new company in another state. Okay, then what was the discussion about the YouTube channel? The Subverse channel, right? Wasn't that the one that was generating money for both of them? Tim said he is getting ready to bug out. Hope you got room in the bunker for Beanie's Metokur. Oh no, my bunker is sealed. Nobody's getting in here. Chris Poole did a tweet on 4/1/2020. Are we ever going to see, are the brothers ever going to go on stream together and yell at each other? That would be entertaining. Do you think there's a live stream out there that can set that up where it's just, is it Chris? Is that the brother's name? And Tim? And they just have it out publicly and scream at each other? That would be fucking entertaining. We're all locked down under a pandemic. At the very least, we can watch siblings scream at each other. $15 million made it public? $15 million for what? Isn't it fucked up? Jim's reporting on almost nothing but the Wu flu, and Chris Hansen is fucking around with internet drama. No, from what I understand, Chris Hansen has shifted. He's doing a bunch of coronavirus shit now. Yeah, there are screenshots from Chris saying he didn't want to be involved anymore. Chris is a punk ass bitch. Well, now I want to watch them fight. I don't know who's telling the truth. Frankly, I don't really care. I don't know either of these two. I just want to watch them yell at each other. Has anybody tried to set this up? Can we watch Tim and Chris Poole scream at each other? I don't want to host it on my channel. Fuck that. Oh, you bought stock in Subverse? You bought stock in a YouTube channel? Oh, fantastic. Onision destroyed Chris Hansen. I guess I missed that one. I know that Onision and Chris Hansen have been going back and forth for like, God, is it 2 or 3 months now? I mean, Hansen basically interviewed every single person Onision ever even looked at this point. Rip Boogie. Oh, is Boogie dead again? Well, he's always dead, apparently. Hansen selling COVID-19 snake oil. Yeah, I heard he moved on. He was doing some weird shit. Is he doing like, is it Jim Baker, the one that sells the Apocalypse cheese buckets? So has Hansen moved into that? Because I know Baker tried to sell like colloidal silver and claimed that it would cure the disease. Is that what Hansen's doing now? Has he got his own colloidal silver he's trying to sell people? Wikipedia ex co-founder went on a Twitter tirade last night exposing celebrity pedo rings and Pizzagate shit. Oh, I gotta look that up. The co-founder of Wikipedia. I don't even know who the fuck that would be, to be honest. Hey, where can we see that intro you played? I have a few people I want to send it to. I have a feeling my good friend on Twitter, Mr. Antibully, will link you to the YouTube video after the stream. Just look for it. It's up on YouTube. It's very, very well done. Do I watch Tucker Carlson? Supposed to be a cure soon. I've seen clips from Tucker, but no, I don't watch cable news. Just in general, I don't watch cable. I haven't had cable in, oh, like a decade. I don't see a need for it with the internet. You can pretty much watch anything you want on the internet. Why would you pay for television? No, there's supposed to be a cure for. Are you talking about like a vaccine? Even if they fast track it and produce it at the same time they're doing phase testing on it, it's still probably going to take a year. And if you look at all the contracts behind the scenes that are going through Health and Human Services, like 3M contracts, others, they all have an end date of October 2021, which, strangely enough, lines up perfectly with that 18-month period we need to develop a vaccine. Or are you talking about like the hydrochloroquine and the Z-Pak antibiotic, which other people are now saying, well, that there's might be a complication with heart issues, so I think they switched the Z-Pak shit out with, what was it, like doxycycline or something? I don't know. Is that what you're referring to? I don't know what Keir Tucker's talking about. What did I think of the Orthodox guy in New York with like 100,000 N95s trying to sell them for 700 price markup? He probably. I saw that. It was like 194,000 N95 masks, and he was trying to, yeah, mark the price up 700% and then sell it to doctors. Probably not a smart idea to be so blatant about it. You're asking for attention. Why call attention down on your head if you're going to try that black market kingpin shit? Not the most brilliant strategy, really, was it? Onision and Hansen were going to 1v1, but Hansen backed out because he realized his shit stank and completely changed the subject. Never told the victims. He kept the CPUs as well. Never went to the cops. Oof. So Hansen bitched out of a 1v1. Sad. I suppose what Onision was going to bring up the what was it Hansen did or was accused of doing? Didn't he like bounce $100,000 check or some crazy shit and get in legal trouble for it? Was that going to be the there's a couple things about Hansen that I guess are out there you could bring up that would make him uncomfortable. Africans are going crazy because they're testing the vaccine on them first. Are we doing live human trials without any of the phases to it? A guy was talking about antibiotic or antibodies on Tucker. Are you talking about oh God, I know the name of it. Oh, Jesus, and I've already forgotten it. Hold on, let me pull the fucking name up. Oh, what was it? Hold on, Chad. Hopefully this doesn't crash everything and it goes to shit. Okay, are you talking about Pro 140? Is that what you're talking about? That has to be what you're talking about. I don't know if Tucker's talking about that, but that's like phase two trials right now. And that's going to be a little while before that. You'd have to sign like a compassionate use waiver to get access to that. Same with like remdesivir. or even Fapnavir, the Japanese flu drug, which I think isn't completely in full production at the point. I don't know. Is that what you're talking about? Or are we talking about something different? I guess I'll have to look up clips of Tucker Carlson to see what the cure is or what they're talking about. Are they making serum from blood? I mean, that's another thing I guess people can do. Everyone is mad at Joe Rogan on Twitter because he said he'd vote Trump over Biden. Well, isn't Biden walking into walls and shit? Like, there's some clips out there, compilation videos of him just. There, I mean, it's sad. I feel bad for him. I don't think he should be running for president. I literally feel bad for Joe Biden because it seems like he's losing it. Like at this point, he could start walking into walls, and I wouldn't be surprised. Early onset dementia. Yeah, well, I don't know exactly what it is, but there's something mentally not there with Joe, and I think his family knows it. I think his wife knows it and is a little fucked up over it. And it's weird. I don't understand. I don't understand what's going on the DNC side. I think Biden literally, really honest to God, has something going on. Not like shit talk, like, oh, look at this lip shit, he's crazy. I mean, legitimately, I think he has a mental issue. And I feel bad for the guy because he's kind of getting paraded around at this point if he's not all there. By November, Biden will be wearing a diaper and mumbling about people on his lawn. Well, I don't know about that. It's cruel to have him out front like this. I'm talking about Joe Biden. Clearly, an early stage dementia uh, is throwing out, yeah, senility. Biden needs to be in a nursing home. Well, I don't know if it's gone. I don't know what he has. I don't know how far along he's gone. But I've seen enough. It's not just that he misspeaks. People can fuck up words all the time. I do it. Everybody does it. It's like he gets lost when he's constructing a sentence to get a thought out. He gets lost midway through and then will reverse meanings on things. So if you ask him about a cure to a disease, he'll start to say the cure is bad and we need to, the disease needs to be amplified. It's weird stuff like that he does. Or he'll stare off into the distance. One of the ones that he had, he was talking to somebody and he said something about Trump's response, and it was the comment was fine, but suddenly he thought it was bad. He starts mumbling a little bit. They're like, "Oh, do you want to say something?" And he has like this sad look, and he looks at the table and he says, "No, I probably shouldn't." And there's the one where his wife has to pull him off stage. The other one where he's just mixing up all sorts of shit. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with Biden, but the Democrats are going to have to figure something out. I don't know. Do you give it to Bernie? Do you give it to somebody else? I don't know what they're going to do, but I don't think Biden's going to do well in an election. Have I heard the new MC Jarbo song? No, I haven't. The Dems have told Biden to kiss the ring and they'll pick his VP. Oh, you think that's how Hillary's going to get the job this time? She going to run as his VP? He's thinking of young girls to sniff? Potentially. Joe Biden bitten his wife's finger on live camera. I don't know what do you mean he licked and then bit his wife on camera? I have to see that clip because I don't know. Dr. Jacob Glanville was the guy on Tucker. Type in Tucker Carlson 43 in YouTube. Okay, I mean, yeah, I can look that up. If you're talking like the Pro 140 thing, that's phase two. Remdesivir is still doing, its testing. Favipiravir is kind of off in Japan doing its thing. I mean, all three have shown, or alleged to have shown, good results. Hydrochloroquine with the antibiotic. I know people are saying, oh, this is going to do stuff, but the French study didn't have a control group, and the little Jewish guy didn't have any data to go with his claims. That was the one that said, oh, I cured 360 people, now it's 700 people. So I maybe it is effective, but it's a drug along with other drugs that have been known since maybe early February. It's not a new thing out there. And as far as like a vaccine goes, fuck, you're gonna have to wait a while. MC Jarbo did a song called Uber Eats. Well, maybe we'll play that as the outro on the stream. If he did a song about Uber Eats, we'll play that as the exit to the stream. There's a good clip where he bit his wife's finger. What he like attacked her? He bit her. If he's biting people, then I think Joe might have some real issues going on. If he's reached the point of biting people on stage, especially in front of a camera. Snake oil. I won't feel safe until the test has been ran on 1,000 African lab rats. Well, I don't know why they're not doing the RNA testing. What is it, the ELISA testing to see if you've ever had it? I mean, we can do that, so I don't know why it's not just more commonplace. I don't know. I don't know what the fuck's going on in this shit show. Everybody got caught with their pants down and has done a fairly bad job at containing it, with the exceptions of maybe Singapore, South Korea, and potentially North Korea, if you believe what Kim Jong Un is saying, where he just kills you if you get sick. Biden Biden, is that his new nickname? Nibbled her fingers, did he? Thoughts on you or Young Turks and Cenk losing his election? Yeah, Cenk got like 4% of the vote. It's weird. Cenk came in a weird place, right? He got more votes than Sargon did, but less votes than Brianna Wu did. So how do you rank Cenk's electability on that sliding scale? I don't know. I don't know why he was running for office other than trying to get a lot of money. I saw the Dame Pesos video where they talked about how much fundraising Cenk did compared to his opponents. So, and now he's still asking people for money even though he lost the election. So I don't know what he's doing over at the Young Turks. Thoughts on iDub simping? Yeah, the iDub thing was brought up on the last stream I did. So, okay, so his girlfriend showing her tits on stream to make money, is that it? Or is there more to the iDub thing that I'm not understanding? I've been out of the loop as far as a lot of this shit. Like the Chris and Tim Pool thing, I only saw a little bit last night. The iDubbbz thing, I vaguely have seen stuff about like his girlfriend's tits are on the internet. Uh, Sent the link to your good friend's Twitter handle. Senk got fourth place. Couldn't even spoil the Democratic candidate. The two Republican candidates did, however, spoil each other. He wanted money to buy a horse. Well, that's potentially what Senk might have wanted. Yeah, they've been in full. Well, I know that. I know TYT has been freaking the fuck out because Bernie has not been doing very well. Because everybody endorsed Biden, and now Biden looks like he might have dementia. So this has backfired on everyone, I think. She has an OnlyFans account. Okay, so is OnlyFans like a porn thing? It's almost like he is burning his platform down. Susan will never let that happen, though. She's not even showing tits, it's just lewds. iDubbbz paid for her boob job, and now she's whoring herself out on an OnlyFans for cash, and he's all for it. Well, what is Only... All right, let me look up OnlyFans. I don't know what the fuck that is. Is that like is it a Patreon for porn or something? OnlyFans. OnlyFans is a social media service based in England. Run a paid subscription content service with ways for them to build relationships and provide exclusive content to their subscribers or fans. And the and if you Google OnlyFans and look at their description on the right hand side, all the pictures are of of dudes with their shirts off and women like doing Tumblr angles. So is this basically like you get paid to Instagram? Is that what OnlyFans is? Is that the gist of it? Somebody monetized Instagram whoring, attention whoring, and they turned it into OnlyFans? Where is this? How much money would you need to do a simp video? Okay, nude selfies, basically Patreon for porn. It's an honest Patreon. Okay, so it's a monetized like softcore porn Instagram. Is that it? What a weird concept. I'm sure they're making fucking money hand over fist with that shit though. It's like a premium whore chat. Hortreon. Oh, you've got nice names for it. Yeah, you see what happens? You focus on a pandemic for long enough and you lose track of every fucking other thing that's going on the internet. Of course, I would think that what I'm watching is more entertaining. I mean, it's rare that you're ever going to see the world shit itself like it's doing right now. So I guess I can catch up on the Chris and Tim Pool shit and the iDub stuff and all the other shit later on. I'm more fascinated by the world economy, imploding, and countries kind of buckling under this. And now iDubbbz is involved, and it's hilarious. There is porn on there too. Okay, there is hardcore shit. All right, like I said, I don't know. I don't know how OnlyFans runs its thing. I don't. I'm just the image I have in my head now for what this is a softcore pornography Instagram where you get paid, right? So they kind of combined all that. Faptreon, Sympatron. Yeah, everybody's got a nickname for it. Worski is getting to look at girls' OnlyFans for free just to review it. So all the porn posters on OnlyFans want the free reviews, so they're giving the nudes to Worski. It's a pretty good gimmick Worski found himself in. Yeah, sure. I'll review your page. I'll give it real high ratings. Just send me some tit pics. Girls on OnlyFans are quick to attack each other over stealing beta orbiters. It's pretty bad. Oh, I could imagine. So it's like a Twitch it's like a Twitch attention whores now are showing their tits and catfighting with each other. If there was some way to compile that into a video series, you'd probably get millions of views. Just the saga of OnlyFans fights of women fighting with each other for their beta orbiters. The Philippines president ordering execution for quarantine violators. Oh yeah, he doesn't really fuck around, does he? When am I gonna chatterbait? I think I'll avoid chatterbait. Yeah, didn't wouldn't chatterbait have beat them to it? But that's not monetized, is it? Corona Chan needs an OnlyFans. We can simp for a cure. Prices for fresh fruit and veggies are already climbing. I beg of you, sweeties, start gardening. Oh, well, it wouldn't be a bad idea. I have a feeling a lot of people are going to start picking up hobbies throughout this summer. Gardening, hunting, fishing, basic shit that nobody did because they just play their video games. But now they're going to have to learn the old ways, like your great grandparents told you about back during the Great Depression. Twitch, but worse. Really? Have you heard of the hentai chatterbait Melody? She's a fan apparently. Chatterbaiter. Are you talking about the person that did? Okay, see, here's the thing. Here's how I'm like behind the curve on this. Wasn't there somebody that came out with a it wa- it was somebody using like a VR girl, right? Like a 3D model, and they like outdid everybody else. Are you talking about that? Is that the one you're talking about that pissed off all the other chicks? Walmart has deemed seeds non-essential, so you can't even garden. Well, I'm glad I got mine ahead of time. I told you I prepped 2 months ago. You would be very surprised by the shit that I got. But but Jimmy is ready to go a hunting, a fishing, and a growing. VR Cam Girl. Yeah, that's the one I was talking about. Is that the right one or no? Has any game developer died of Corona yet? Oh, I wonder who's going to be the first to go. That's Project Melody. She's a fan. Project Melody. Yes, that is Melody. Okay, yeah. I remember hearing the stories about this, and then everybody getting, well, all the other girls, I guess, getting mad because they got decimated, and I don't know, and this became very popular, and they got very upset, which is funny as fuck. Ethot's got mad. Wow. Hey, don't hate the play, hate the game. Did I buy enough condoms? No, I didn't focus on condoms in my preparations. I'm sorry. Hunting is in autumn, early spring. You can buy seeds directly from Burpee and Hertz Garden online. I bought all my shit, like I said, months ago. Because I didn't know how reliable is it going to be able to go out and get what I want. If I want to get seeds, can I get seeds? If I want to get hunting stuff, can I get hunting stuff? If I want to get fishing shit, can I get fishing shit? How bad is the lockdown going to be? How fucked up are people going to be? How bad is the economy going to be? So I just wanted to have everything ahead of time ready to go. Do my own little victory garden. Get out there and plot it out. I've got a lot of work to do. It's going to be a disaster. And if you've ever done gardening before, enjoy the first attempt looking like just ass, because it will. Prep way back in the start, Gigi Allen. Well, yeah, hopefully a good amount of people did. At least we're able to get maybe a mask or two. Just some shit. Well, yeah. Here's the thing: you're talking about like Home Depot, Lowe's, that kind of stuff. They're already starting to route certain supplies, and like I don't know. I don't know how things are going to work. More and more people go out of work. Eventually, I think the people that are working jobs like at the Walmarts and the Targets and the gas stations and the Home Depots, you can't tell a country you need to lock down for a month because you've got a deadly virus that's out there, and then tell all these motherfuckers you need to show up to work because somebody wants, an extension cord at midnight, so you need to work at Walmart, and they have no protective gear for themselves. Eventually, I think those employees are just gonna be like, "Fuck it, I don't care anymore." Vitamin C and D is a big one. Multivitamin never hurts, but I'm not a doctor. I'm not recommending any of that. State mentioned last night something about a lack of condoms. I don't think I believe that. I've seen other people bring up a lack of condoms. I don't know if it's true or not. I mean, everybody's kind of locked inside. I expect we're going to see a rise in birth rates from this. A lot of people having pandemic babies, getting out there and fucking one another. That's all you really can do. Play video games and fuck. Those are your two options for the next couple of months. You got a few books on natural growing food across the USA, including herbal remedies and mushrooms. Well, those never hurt either. Far more people are working than not working. Oh, I know there are a lot of people that are working, but those unemployment claims have exploded. And eventually, people are going to start to say, why should I show up to work if I'm put at risk? If you keep hammering that home, I think one of the risks with the hydrochloroquine and the Z Pack, if they start giving that out and everybody praises it as the end all be all to this disease, and then it turns out it's, not just not effective, but maybe just minimally effective, you got everybody's hopes up, and now what the fuck did they do? I guess they wait for remdesivir, favipiravir, what was it, Pro 140, and all the other shit that they've got in the arsenal they're thinking of using. With you fucking filthy quarantine kids, stay away from me. Fantastic, tremendous recovery on Easter. I don't think that's happening. Yeah, I remember hearing him say that and thinking, what the fuck are you talking about? Tremendous recovery on Easter. 6 million unemployed. Yeah, it's rising. Oh, did my computer just shit out? No, we're good. Okay, go away. There we go. Thought my computer went to shit on me for a minute. You can't take the Z pack, nor any, and you used the big word I can't possibly say derivatives. Is that because of the heart issue? From what I understand, there's like some kind of a heart thing that comes up with Z pack mixing with the hydrochloroquine, or maybe Z pack on its own. I don't know. I think that some other doctors were talking about using the hydrochloroquine and mixing it with something else, a different antibiotic. They won't want my reused masks. I have my 254 NM UVC light box. Learned how to make some basic stuff. Got gardening going. Looked into how to make cheese. I don't know. Well, first you're gonna need a fucking cow. What game developers are going to buy this, or are dead, or are going to die from this? I listen. I don't know, but I'm fairly certain Todd Howard's going to survive it just fine. Could you imagine if like Miyamoto kicked the bucket? Oh, something like that. I think would fuck people up. Jesus will fix this. Well, unless this is one of the horsemen of the apocalypse, in which case you get, you're trying to pray to God to stop something He sent. We'll know if war enters the chat room later on. Physical media will probably die because of this. Well, yeah, online delivery of content is going to explode because of this. Yeah, this is going to bolster the selling points of all the new game consoles with their digital download model. Was I a simp for Jade or did I leash her right away? Well, I stuck her in the cornfield immediately. Talk about butter? No, I don't think I'm going to talk about churning butter. Churning butter and making ice cream, both tedious fucking things to do. Z-Pack can wipe out the bacteria in your gut, makes it almost impossible to eat. I don't know. I don't know if I've ever had Z-Pack before. I mean, I know it's an antibiotic, but besides that, I don't know much about it. This is God's punishment? Perhaps. Oh, well, there we go. War has entered the chat. Now we know it's a horseman. We're all fucked. Now, did you see the video of the Australian that went to some Chinese embassy with a whip? He went to a Chinese embassy with a whip and told him he was gonna personally deal with them. Started slapping that shit around like he was Indiana Jones. Oh, it was funny as shit. The Amish will come out on top of this. Yeah, unless somebody goes to buy a chair from them and coughs on one of them, then they all got it. What was the group? There was some religious group that like actually preps all the time that should be fine for this. Was it the Latter Day Saints or the Mormons? One of them like has ridiculous amounts of stockpiles of food and medicine. I mean, it's almost like ingrained into their religion. It must be. I think it's the Mormons, Salt Lake City, right? Don't they have their own stockpile of shit just in case? Like they trained for this. This is something that they just did on their own already ahead of time. Jerking off, not going well. Bust out the butter churner. Yeah, there you go. The Mormons. Okay, yeah, I knew it was one of the groups. I was trying to think of exactly who it was. Now, I suppose you're okay if you've got a Mormon neighbor. They've probably got a basement full of shit that will survive for the next 3 years. So maybe knock on their door and tell them you wear a pair of secret underwear too, and they'll give you some extra, I don't know, peanut butter and bread. Yes, the Doomsday Prepper Mormons. Yeah, yeah, okay, yeah. So other people are aware of what I'm talking about. Yeah, those guys, those guys were ahead of the curve on all of us. You thought you were ahead of the curve when you got shit back in January. They've been doing it for like decades. Thoughts on preachers scamming people with a cure or curing them? You shouldn't take advantage of sick people. It's a scummy thing to do. I mean, I know Baker tried doing that with that silver liquid shit. I don't know what he was trying to sell people, but they claimed that it worked on all these viruses and made, just ridiculous claims about what they could do. I don't know. I don't think, if you're a faith healer and you're trying to go out there and say that you could touch people and make the disease go away, and it's a respiratory disease, and they cough in your face, you're going to need a faith healer because you're going to get sick too. Where do you get the secret underwear? I can't tell you. It's a secret. That's why it's secret underwear. It's very mysterious. What am I smoking? I'm smoking camels. Mormons forgot to buy masks. I don't know if they actually, if it's just food they stockpile. I'm almost certain it's food, medicine. I think they even have masks and shit. I think they're way ahead of everything. I don't know if I'm going to suck on pennies. I don't know how good of a fix that's going to be for this. Amish Chad versus Mormon losers. I don't know what kind of prepping the Amish do either. I'll be honest with you, Chad. I'm not 100% up on it. What they're doing. Yes, I am familiar with the fact that the Mormons go around baptizing dead people without their permission. Beef has a lot of zinc. Well, thank you for the heads up. They weren't prepping for a virus, they were prepping for a nuclear holocaust and the return of Jesus, not joking. Yeah, but if they're prepping for a nuclear holocaust, then they probably have hazmat gear, don't they? The LDS has been up on the prepping since the conception of, is that Deseret, the Mormon state? I don't know how I pronounce that. They don't trust any government either. So the Mormons, everybody in America dies from the Chinese coof, except for the Mormons, because they were prepped all along. And maybe the Amish, because they're just off building barns and shit and are completely unaware of what's going on. Did anybody stock up on wacky tobacco? I don't know what's going on with that. I suppose people will just be growing it in their yard. It's not like the cops are going to do shit about it. I saw a bunch of videos on live leaks of people just robbing stores, just walking in and stealing shit because there's a certain threshold now where cops won't even show up to make arrests. There are like 3 or 4 videos of that up on live leaks. Dudes just walk into the store, just start taking shit off the shelves. The store owners are yelling at them. They're like, fuck you, you can't do anything. I think, was it New York City said they had a 75% increase in burglaries in just like the last week or two. So, I don't know. It's getting a little out of hand up there. About the war thing, look up the Venezuela ship thing. I think this fits. I think it's about to hit the. Okay. The only question is who's going to start it and how. Venezuela ship thing. I'll look it up. I will take a look at it. All right. Let me. You said MC Jarbo had a new song? All right. Let me see if I can find this here. Okay. Oh, I see it. I see it. It's the Uber Eats. We'll do that. Oh no, it just disappeared. Where'd it go? Nope, there we go. All right, just uploaded Uber Eats. We'll listen to that as the outro. Chat, before we do the outro, would you like to see the Aussie? Would you like to see the Aussie threatening to come after the Chinese? Oh, you fucking with my stuff. Let me see if I can find it here. Hopefully everything doesn't go to shit on me. I'm sorry, but my computer really is in a shitty state at the moment. So let me see if I can find the Aussie video because it's pretty fucking amazing. Here we go. I think this is it. Hopefully this will load up on screen fine, and it's not age gated or some bullshit. And I don't know what the source is on this. It says in the now, which I guess is like it must be like a BuzzFeed thing or something. All right, yeah, let's watch the Aussie wield his whip of justice against the Chinese consulate. This is oh yeah, there we go. Okay, cool. It pulled right up. Let me see if I can get that a little larger for everybody. All right, here we go. Let's take a look at the Aussie. Getting angry.
Death to fucking communism! Death to communism! Fucking communist bastards! Communist fucking bastards!
Can you hear the crack of that fucking thing? It's just come out here. I'm gonna take care of you personally with my polo whip.
Nothing to sell out to anymore. Wake up, Australia! Wake up, Australia! No more shit from China!
So good. Oh, he's so. Who shows up with a whip? Just the fact it's an Australian with a whip outside the Chinese consulate is so amazing.
No more shit from China! Death to communism! Filthy fucking commies! Filthy fucking commies! Filthy fucking commies! Trying to fucking take over the world, the fuckers! No more! I'm a Kelly, not over it. We'll get you! We'll get you! We'll get you, fuckers! We'll get you! The world's coming to get you! We will get you. We're not stupid. You think the world's stupid? Guess what? We know it's deliberate. We know it's deliberate! We know it's deliberate! Deliberately release it. 5 million people leave your country
I love the ending. I love the ending of this. The police did nothing. he showed up. He showed up to shit talk the communists. He shows up there with a whip, slapping it around, and the police don't do shit. It's amazing. It's fucking amazing to me. the whole world's coming for your ass, you commie fuckers. I hope after World War III we build a statue to the Australian man with a whip. I hope we build a fucking monument to him just to commemorate this was the start of it. I did not intend this scene. It was so good. Oh, his weapon of choice, a fucking whip. Oh, the balls. He's not afraid of those commie fuckers. Oh, it's good stuff. All right. We will we will end on the what was it? Jarbo the Hutt Uber Eats is what people were saying. Hold on, let me get that queued up. If you want to listen to the full song, it's over on Jarbo the Hutt's YouTube channel. MC Jarbo Uber Eats. We'll play that as the outro here in a second. Let you digest that Australian video. It's the whip. The whip makes that whole thing amazing to me. That and the police did not attend. Shows up with a whip, talking massive amounts of shit. Talking about just hunting down their leader like it's sport. And the cops don't care. A folk hero. Yeah, there you go. I build him a statue after the war. You're gonna go be right back buying a whip. Everybody gonna go out and get their own whip, are they? It's an interesting weapon to use. Did you see the Japanese guy make a Death Stranding baby carrier for the Wu flu? No, I didn't, but that sounds pretty fucking fantastic too. I hope you got to start filming stuff like this. Remember, I had this pandemic shit. Everybody's on lockdown. You know, those tempers are starting to get a little heated. We're gonna start to see some real interesting shit. I want like nice video compilations of it put together for easy digestion. You think he's already got on the plane and he's headed there? Is that what you're saying? There you go. Yes, he is a based in real life shit poster. That's what happens when Australia comes to visit you in real life instead of post on 4chan. They bring their fucking whip. All right. Well, sorry for the delay on the member stream. Like I said, I'm having computer issues. Hopefully, they get remedied. I can stream normally, and we'll have a decent multiplayer game focused member stream at the end of this month. If I can get my fucking parts, if they could be shipped to me, maybe in the time frame that I was promised. But no, everything is delayed. Oh, we've got to delay. We have to prioritize things. Bullshit. All right, let's end it with MC Jarbo and Uber Eats, the hottest new hit single from our boy MC Jarbo.